Can you hear me? Yeah, good. Sorry, this is a little messy, but we'll do it. Uh, this was an idea that it just struck me yesterday when I was with the same conference and we were doing internal presentations. And I thought that there could be a strong possibility of a link between big data, or I should now use the word smart data, as you call, with the decision making related to internationalization of companies into foreign markets. And that is, I'm seeing as an increasingly complex decision to make, especially when companies are ambitious to go beyond their comfort zones, to move into new markets. We have a big amount of theory that debates about this, argues about it, but then there's also a big line of challenges. And what I could make a quick slide of the gist of all of these different theories that we have is that when speaking about the decisions related to internationalization, one needs to think in terms of the foreign market entry metrics. What are the different parameters that make an influence, especially so in culturally distant markets? I mean, it could be one story to, for a Swedish company to enter into Denmark or to Norway because you have a number of bridges and there is a lot of information that you can get. But imagine if you were ambitious enough and you want to go to China or India or Japan, and then that is a very tough decision because there are so many aspects involved. So the psychic distance aspect starts coming in more. Then the other C, which is important, is the customer, the knowledge of the end user. And in today's world, when you know that the customer is no more loyal for a very long time, one needs to take care of the fluctuations of their needs and wants and the trends and the overall market evolution. I mean, every day the customer is seeing something new, coming in touch with new technology, has new dynamics to think about and to choose. So again, the evolution of the market and how could it be connected to the smart data. Then the third thing that is on the drawing board already is the contribution part of it. How can the companies start thinking about how they could contribute to the market in which they want to enter, therefore contribute to market growth? At the same time, it also needs to be contribution to their own growth. So the decision has to be in balance with both of these things simultaneously. And it's a very established fact that all these things are extremely critical to small and medium enterprises because of the constraint on everything, all kinds of resources which are limited in amount to them. So having said that, I was interested, since I'm the only one here who represents the School of Business and Economics, and I'm working on digital humanities on 2 projects. What we need here is help from scholars, engineers in IT who are used to working with big data and data mining. The second most important part, without which this cannot happen, companies who have the ambition to internationalize, small and medium enterprises who want to go beyond what they are used to working with, and the theorists for business internationalization and related international marketing strategies. To begin with, I am there, so I can provide the theoretical background, but more are already always welcome. So yeah, that was my quick thought and introduction into what I would like to do and use this platform since we have a lot of companies and a lot of academicians already here on the platform. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Soniya. So, questions?
Seems like I'm always talking to myself here. Sorry for that. But I, as an owner of a small company, have an easy understanding what this kind of service can bring me and help me with. So that's obvious, right? If I want to move to India, I have no clue about that market. how would I go about what's important, what not, and so on. Could you give the companies here in the room or us an understanding of how could companies contribute to your project having the service not established yet?
Yeah.
So what's in it for me as a small company while I cannot exploit that service because it's being created?
Yes, I'm working with a few of other of my colleagues, but we are now in the process of compiling a list of small and medium enterprises who are interested to look into foreign markets as a point of entry. And when I say foreign, I would like to emphasize the term culturally distant markets. Of course, you would always agree that, well, the culture of Denmark and the culture of Sweden is not similar. So anyways, they are culturally distant. But here we are looking at something more than just your zone of comfort or your zone of knowledge. And we want to bring in parameters that otherwise you would not get easy access to. And that is the first stumbling block of getting into markets that are very far from what you know. So as regarding your question, what would I like from the collection here is companies with an ambition to internationalize. So if we can have those contacts, then we have a ready questionnaire or survey that we would like to distribute, or we would like to meet the companies with this ambition, start talking, because that would be the first step to take in that direction. And then we would have a look at what kind of information you have and what is missing, which you would then connect to other portals. So it's not something that we can do overnight. But step one is to know who is interested in taking that step and going far into doing business. Yeah, and of course, there are some academic articles that are published by the MIS Quarterly. I was going to share one of that yesterday, where they are talking about big data to big impact. And then it is a systematic study of so many different metrics, so many different parameters that we can get from big data from companies. Because as somebody said earlier, companies have data, but it's all spread out. And you don't know what to categorize, what to cluster. That is what will happen. Yeah.
Just a quick follow-up. So what you're saying is that if I'm a small IT business and want to establish an office in India, I should enter your project because on the way I would get some internationalization help already with the service not being in place.
No.
In place already.
Yeah, I mean, as academicians and as consultants to doing business in India and China, we have networks. But we cannot give them directly to companies unless we know what are the attitudes and what are the intentions. So basically, when I say dialogue, that is the foremost thing that we need to know. What are your attitudes towards going to a culturally distant or a foreign market, and what are your intentions? Then those things will be, brought into a larger picture. So that has to be first given to us, and that is where we need collaboration with industry. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much again. And now we're just in time for lunch, which takes place just outside, in the next room. And it takes, we have 1 hour time, so we start again here at 1 o'clock. Okay? Can we lock the room, Diana? We don't think we can lock the room, so... But it is only us in the house, so decide whether you want to keep your stuff here or take them with you.